Hey everybody, we are here at Mount Hope Episcopal Church. It's just south of where Pennsylvania Renaissance Faire is. That was the Mount Hope estate, which was the Grubb family, who were the first Iron Dynasty family in this area of Pennsylvania, northern Lancaster County and Lebanon County. He was the one that Peter Grubb founded Cornwall, Pennsylvania, and then Mount Hope. So this church was built by the Grubb family. It was founded, I believe, 1848. So the exact date this was built, I've been going around it trying to find a date stone, but it's another one of these beautiful brownstone, or even, I don't know if it's a red limestone, but it's a phenomenal church. So we're going to go around this. I did look around here. This is a stunning church. Stephen Doster from St. Luke's was trying to set up via email that we're going to get in here at some point to be able to check this out. So let's flip this around and let's take a peek at the church here. So you can see the church there. It's just stunning, and then you see this beautiful wall matching the church. Like I said, I went around, did my photographs, looked at things. This is something that sort of did spur of the moment. It sounds beautiful, the light breeze and the birds. It's a fantastic. It really is so pretty. You can hear the birds there. So let's go down the stairs. Welcome. I just love, and it's got, I believe that's slate for the tiling. See how stunning this is, and all the pretty flowers here. It's a certified wildlife habitat. This is cool that they have that, because you can hear all the birds just around here and just see how pretty the building is. But there are a number of the Grubbs that are buried here. Cool things that they put here, like this big stone come up. This is the newer part of the cemetery, which is probably in the last 100 years. And then on the other side is the older part of the cemetery. This area here where you have these like little stone things, this is a Grubb. All the Grubbs. So you have, and these are the people that probably are the ones that actually founded the church. So you have an A. Bates Grubb, died in 1885. Alfred Bates Grubb, looks like 1936. Rosalie Grubb Bennett, she died in 1943. Harrison Wells, that's an interesting name because they have in The Flash, they have a Harrison Wells Cole. He died in 1989, and then in 2007 was Rosalie Grubb Cole. And a couple of these people here, these stones that are laying flat, and they have the really cool sort of compass cross there. This is another couple of the Grubbs that are buried here. These are a little harder to read because when stones are flat, unfortunately, they get a lot more wear. But I'll do a little more research on some of these people and then maybe talk about that later. This is a cool monument here as well. And then you have the older part of the cemetery behind this. But such a neat monument. It's sacred to the memory of John George O'Gill. He was born in Newcastle upon Tyne in England, 1819, and then died at Mount Hope in 1852. So I have to look a little bit up on these folks here. I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, through though he were dead, yet shall he live. A wife's tribute in memory of departed worth and the tenderest conjugal love. And then you have the Sarah Elizabeth. I'm not going to butcher it again, but it's born November. That's my birthday, November 19th, 1818. Not 1818. I'm not quite that old. And died November 27th, 1883. Blessed are the faithful whose strife is ended. They rest them from their toil. Mourn not, nor weep, for the saints who in Christ are sleeping. Quite cool. Very poignant. This is what I thought was really cool. You look up here, you can see seeing that from the inside. I'm assuming that's Jesus, probably resurrected, and these are the apostles. around him, and then you'd have Mary down there on the right in the center bottom glass. But they have this thing here, the white marble there. It says, chancel erected to the glory of God and sacred to the memory of Clement Brooke Grubb and his wife Mary Brooke Grubb. And that was in 1899. So I'm assuming with the church being founded around that time and being that the Grubbs were behind it, much like the Colemans, there was money there that they could make something really, really beautiful. So it was probably shortly after it was founded that it was built. But I like those stones there. It's like very unique. They would sort of be the footstones. You have a Fanny Beatty and William Beatty. We haven't done one of these for a while. I thought it was really cool. I sort of wonder if the home over there is potentially was like a parsonage or had something to do. I gotta go over with you guys at some point. Somebody was kind enough, generous enough to send me a book on the meaning of a lot of these different sort of the drawings and stuff like that they have on them. What they all have meaning. They're different folk symbols. A lot of them Germanic, some of them English, but they all had meanings. Like, a lamb or an angel, usually, especially a lamb, was symbolic of this as a child. And it just had different things that had to do with fertility, life after death, just unique things. Like they have sunflower, sunburst, or whatever they want to call them. They had different meanings. And over time, you have, much like the stones that they used changed. You would have the this is such a cool see through here. Look at the steeple again. It's up here. I want to get a close up on that too. These windows on that part of the church there are pretty impressive. The stained glass in this, much like St. Luke's, and this is on a much smaller scale because it's a country church, but they spared no expense. You gotta give them credit for that because they've really made a beautiful church. And it's cool, like the little tiny, not weather vanes, but they're just little ornamentation that they have there is just really, really stunning. It's very much a Gothic style, Gothic revival, if you will. Here's another one of those symbols. It's a tree. I think it stands for like the tree of life, sort of a continuation of life after death. This also has that, the tree of life there. I believe that's what that is. John Boyd and Catherine, the wife of John Boyd. And these stones also have, those are probably children, I would assume. Because the sad thing about that time period was, you had yellow fever, scarlet fever, one of those things that went through, and it would wipe out entire families. Especially the children were very vulnerable to those types of things coming through. But wouldn't be surprised if some of these stones actually got somewhat moved, because that wouldn't have been, it's right around the same here, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were more stones in here at some point. I don't want to walk on their new grass, so we'll go around again. But I'm going to try to close in there a little bit. You guys can maybe see, but you can see that, like, that almost looks like a Good Shepherd. Like, that stained glass has to be impressive inside when you're looking out. It's stunning from the outside. Just to think what it looks like on the inside. Let me get this back closed up again. But it's just so neat. Sure, don't trip over the hose. And I think this is very much an English type of stained glass, or French, because different ones have different styles, a little more geometric, those types of things. But you just look at that. That is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. And then we go to the front of the church. And once again, more of that ornamentation up top. And this is just the front of this is just, it's like a castle almost. And that's got to be a beautiful piece of stained glass there as well. Like the stained glass in this church is really amazing. And that's seeing it from the outside. But we will at some point, we'll get together, and then this is where it says Mount Hope Church, founded 1848. Normally they have a cornerstone, like a date stone, and I have yet to find that on the building. I mean, maybe it's covered by even like this bush here, but I just don't want to be fooling around too much. Because normally it's like on the corner, you'll have the date, and I just can't see anything there, which is a shame because I would love to see if that is, and it's just not. But this is very much the Grubb family, is the church that they did and really built a beautiful one. So as always, I want to say thank you for coming along, and another beautiful church. Hopefully we can revisit here and check her out again and see it from the inside, see all the beauty inside. I'm sure it's extraordinary in there. So thank you as always, and we will see you all about town.